a rare white Bengal tiger named Kenya.
One minute they lick you and they may take a chunk at you, then 20 minutes later they may come and lick you. So you got to be, you have to be very cautious with them.
I mean, whoever got that footage is like gold, isn't it? You'd never thought, when you start following these people, although I went to a domestic cat show in New York, Madison Square Gardens. I thought I like cats, right? But the owners, I couldn't take my eyes off the owners. They were like the people in this. There's hairdos I hadn't seen before. There was one family that bred these cats, and the cats were obviously inbred. But so there was it looked like their faces were on upside down. That's the only way I could. I couldn't stop looking at this family. They were from the deep south, and they'd come up to New York to show their pedigree cats, and they all had the same face, and it all looked like it was on upside down. But yeah, some of the hairdos were incredible. I mean that's true with anything, isn't it? If something's really, really in and nerdy and you love it, you're probably in a good way. You're probably not. We're not normal. Oh dear. Anyway, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's amazing. But don't keep tigers. I mean, how do we get? I'm trying to think. Oh, they're not as bad as them. They're all pretty bad. And how did we get to the point where there are that many tigers in captivity? More tigers in captivity in America than in the wild. When the first person said, "I want to keep a tiger," the judge should have said, "No, that's fucking mental. You can't keep a tiger. It's £500 and it eats people. You can't keep a tiger. I like them and I got the money. You can't keep a fucking tiger, okay? Get a dog. Get a budgie. Don't get a budgie. Don't get a budgie. Let them fly. Let them fly. But you know what I mean? Don't keep a tiger.
White tigers, like I used to see you in the pictures with them, and like what was it like? Was they babies? Did you raise them since they was babies?
Absolutely, I had their mother and their father.
Oh, you had the mother and father, and then they made the babies?
Yes. Yes.
You wasn't scared of these tigers, Mike?
Hey, listen, this is how it happened, Joe. I was in prison, right? And I was talking to one of my friends who I bought exotic cars from, and he was saying that one of my friends that he knew owed him some money. And he said, if he doesn't pay me any money, I'm going to take some of these cars and trade them in for some animals. I said, what kind of animals? He said, horses and stuff. And he said, Mike, they have some nice tigers and lions, too. If you got one of those, that would be so cool. A Ferrari. I said, yeah, that would be true. I said, why don't you order me a couple when I get out? So I'll be getting out in a couple of months. I was in prison. And so when I got out, I came home, I had 2 cubs.
Yo, that's fucking crazy, Mike. Like you had tigers in your house, and then they was fully grown by the time you had. So,
yeah.
Yo, Mike, there's a rumor that one of them jumped over the shit and bit the neighbor's arm off or some shit.
No, Joe, that's not what happened.
Tell me what happened, Mike.
Somebody jumped over my fence where the tiger was and jumped in the inhabitant and started playing with the tiger, and the tiger didn't know the lady, so it was a bad accident.
Oh, so she jumped over the gate?
Yeah, she jumped in the property where the tiger was at.
Let me ask you a question. They sued you for that shit?
Well, they tried to until they found out that she jumped over the fence and then she trespassed with the tiger. And listen, when I saw what the tiger did to her hand, I had a lot of money back then, so I gave her $250,000, whatever it was, because she was just fucked up, Joe.
Yeah, that motherfucker took her arm off, huh?
Oh, Joe, you can't believe what they can do to a person's flesh. I had no idea.
No, I know, because out in Dubai, my little man, Rashid Ben Hassan, his house is a zoo. So, like, when they eat dinner, you look this way, it's tigers, you look this way, it's lions, it's insane. They own a zoo, and so many animals there, him and his father and them, and they put me in with a tiger, and the motherfucker, he's so big, but he's so quick. And I
Yo,
can see,
listen, incredibly quick for something that's 500 pounds, 600 pounds.
you are not getting away from a tiger if he wants your ass. There is no way around it.
And they kill you in like 3 seconds, so you know you're not gonna live long.
You know, I seen a tiger get fed. I seen a motherfucker throw like a piece of steak up to like a tree. It was like the 4th floor of a building, and the motherfucker jumped up there, hit the tree, and grabbed the steak. When I saw that, it erased every hope of me ever running away in the fucking jungle from a tiger.
No, you don't stand no chance, man. They kill you with one swing. Bow, you're dead. Your neck is broken.
So it's pretty much like Russian roulette fucking with these tigers, huh?
Hey, listen, know what I've learned? I was foolish that there's no way you're going to domesticate these cats 100%. There's no way that's going to happen.
Yo, that shit is crazy, Mike, because...
They kill you by accident. They don't even mean to kill you. They do it by accident. They're too strong.
Yeah, I'm sure they killed motherfuckers and was looking at their owner like, yo, what happened? Why he ain't getting up? They just don't realize they're like a fucking truck.
No, especially when you're playing rough with them. You're punching them back and they're getting hyped back and they hit you back and you're dead.
Yo, Mike, you was boxing with the motherfuckers, huh? Like you was...
Oh, I loved them. I used to sleep with them. They were my... I'm just happy I educated myself. It was late, but I've educated myself that I was...
Aaron Esp, Back to the Beginning, used as the final track on episode 1, series 3 of Afterlife. When I first heard that, I only heard that like a couple of years ago, and as soon as that lyric kicked in, can I go back there, back to the beginning, I knew I had to use it where I used it. It just seemed to fit so well that he just wanted it to start over again, and he couldn't. Hello, welcome to some more Absolute Bollocks. Leopold and Loveday. Tony seems to find his purpose in Afterlife 3. What do you see your primary purpose for this life to be? Well, I know what you're asking. It's always been to make the most of it, and we're just big blobs of meat that have to experience everything we can. We're experience machines. You know, everyone's quest is to feel good. And sometimes and Tony finds that he only feels good now. He tried everything. Tried violence, drugs, drink. And the only thing that, no spoilers, but he found the only thing he can feel good is to make someone else feel good. That's obviously should be everyone's purpose. I think mine, if I had one like that, would be animal welfare. That's what I want to do, really. I always have, but I've got more power to do it now, and that'd be my proudest legacy on my gravestone. Animal activist would probably Trump comedian. Gunner, can you say some nice words for the passing of our car, Alison? So that's a dog asking me to say some nice words about the death of a car called Alison. So that's where we've got to. I think, never mind my comedy or my animal activism, I think I should get an award for talking to cats and dogs. I've said it before, you will not get George Clooney doing this. And I stand by that. Well, I'm very sorry about the death of your car, Gunner. R.I.P. Alison, the car. I want to keep saying that so people don't think I'm actually talking about a person. I'm being laughing on flippant. They just tuned in and I'm laughing about the death of Alison. Alison is a car, okay? And an animal. And Gunner is a dog. So let's get that clear straight away. Good. Lorraine, where did the inspiration come from? Mind the way, I've got millions of questions as well. I try and leave it as late as I can, so some people don't get the chat. So I'm not going to get to all of them. So I apologise already. I might sort of conflate some to give you like a frequency asked questions because I can't answer everyone. But right, the inspiration for Afterlife came. I was on tour about 2017, and I remember I felt guilty because I was only like working an hour a night. I mean, I was playing arenas, but I thought I've got my days free, so I should do a new show. And it was around the time of like everyone being scared about saying stuff, like on Twitter, or getting cancelled or getting fired from their job for having an opinion. And I just thought, oh, that's terrible. But you know, you get it. I mean, people are scared to say something. What if they weren't scared? What if they didn't care? Well, you know, but you do care. You care about the consequences. You care about losing your job or being unpopular. I said, what if you didn't? What if you didn't care about the consequences? What, like you were gonna die or something? Yeah. What if you were gonna die and you didn't? What if you were gonna kill yourself but you didn't? Why would you kill yourself? Good. If you lost everything, what's losing everything? The love of your life, your soulmate. Oh yeah. Why didn't you kill yourself? The dog's hungry, and that was it. It was a jumping off point for this man to be like a verbal vigilante, to be angry at the world. It was never meant to be such a study in grief. But after the first season, series, if you're English, I am English, I say season. I say season, right? Not to be all American, but it sounds bigger. Yeah, series is 6.5 hours. A season could be 22. It's not, it's 6. After first, people would come up to me and say they identified with it and they were grieving, and I realised that everyone was grieving, and then I thought I had to treat it respectfully. So that's why he didn't snap out of it and all that. So that was the initial idea. A man who was angry with the world, who didn't care about the consequences, so he could say everything. And that's where the comedy came from, that we were living vicariously through this man's candor, because we all wish we could say what we wanted, and we bite our tongue, or it's the consequences are too much. So that was the fun. Vampire squirrel, uncle. Again, George Clooney would not have a cat called Vampire Squirrel calling him uncle. Uncle, I like it. How hard was it while filming to have Auntie do what you wanted her to do? Oh, that's a good question. See, now Joey's got a similar question, so I'll answer these both at the same time. Joey says, is there always someone off screen giving instructions to Auntie? Joey's a cat too, obviously. Or is a lot of it a natural behaviour? And does she ever ruin a take? Or is she always a good girl? She's always a good girl. Even if she ruins a take, she's a good girl. Always. So, it depends. I don't really want her to do tricks, but even wanting her to walk into frame at a certain thing, that's a lot to ask. So, her dad and her trainer, Ash, what he does is, if I say, I want her to jump up onto the couch and sit next to me, he'll put a little mark. He'll show her the mark, which she knows because she's got conditions like a little bit of wood or something. Hide that on the couch, and then go to it. Right, do that 3 times. Then when it's time, he tells her, and she goes to it. It looked like she just jumped up, and that's about as complex a thing as I wanted to do. I don't get her to do anything, because the only thing I wanted her to do was to be a dog, and I wanted it to look like she was my dog. But even having her sort of on my lap watching the laptop, there is someone, her dad, behind the laptop with her eye line, keeping her interested with a bit of sausage on a on a stick, which is how I get Tony Way to act a lot of the time. Now, he might be watching this because he was watching last week when I said his body is like a peeled boiled egg. I've said it again. So I've I've emphasised the fact that his body is like a peeled boiled egg, and now I say he acts for sausages on sticks. Good. Oh God, This is good, isn't it? Winding up friends via the global internet. No, but that's good, that. Brilliant. Joey. Oh, I've done Joey's. Yeah, so that's... and lots of... Okay, frequently asked questions about Auntie. Real name, Antilly the Wonder Hound. How old is she? 10, 11 in a couple of months. How did I meet her? I go to the trainers and I looked at all the things they have, dogs for television, and I thought, oh yeah, I want a big dog, and I thought, I better meet her to see, and I met her on Hampstead Heath, and I played with her and we rolled around, and she immediately, it looked like she was my dog, and that was it. And I said, I don't want to do tricks, it's not Disney, I don't want to stress her, I'd rather, not that he ever would anyway, but I'd rather change it than worry, get her to do something that she didn't want to do. So that's it, that was it. Kristen, did you ever think of another ending once you had the ending set for season 3? Like a sadder or happier one than this? Once I'd got that ending, I was pretty sure, but it wasn't the first idea. Yes, I did think that there could be a much more tragic ending, that Tony couldn't get better or get well or get happy. But I decided against that. A lot of people that came up to me really identified with Tony, and some were therapists who said that they showed it in their sort of sessions, and people really rooted for Tony and wanted him to do well, and they saw themselves in him. And one of them said, please don't have him end it all. And I took that on board, and I see why. So that was out of the question then. And then it was just down to, how things were tied up, who got their story. But to explain the ending, no spoilers. This won't be a spoiler. If you've seen it, you'll understand. If you haven't seen it, it doesn't matter. But the ending is just saying that everyone dies, but not yet, not today. It sort of plays with time. So everyone dies, but in the future, not today. And everything's the same. And life goes on. There's still the trees. There's still Tambury Fair. There's still everyone else. But it's just did you notice the trees change? By the way, did you all notice that it's like future seasons happening? Yeah. Titch. I mean, I didn't have anything around, so it's nonsense. So for what this is the prize, right? I was going to teach everyone how to draw Lionel the Lemon, right? And I thought, I could send Rachel that. I thought, no, that'd just rot, wouldn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to draw a Lionel the Lemon, and then I'm going to do it again on a tennis ball, which at last, and that's Rachel's prize, a tennis ball. Titch can play with it, I'll sign it and draw a little Lionel Lemon. Is that rubbish? Is that a rubbish prize? I was desperate. Right, this is how you draw a Lionel Lemon. First of all, just a big smile first, right? Just like that. Then, don't draw the eyes on top, you overlap the eyes like his mouth's over his sort of eyes a little bit, right? And you overlap the eyes. So you do one eye like that, then you do another eye sort of behind it like that, right? And then you sort of do him a little bit cross-eyed in the middle, like that. And that's Lionel. And then no one can ever eat that lemon. Right, so now I'll try and do it on a tennis ball. This is weird, isn't it? This is like some sort of weird program in some sort of institution. Right, where shall I draw it? It's one of my tennis balls. So I'll go against the grain like that. Right, so Lionel the tennis ball. I'll sign that. Great. Daniel, you mentioned... Oh, Titch, sorry. I'll come to Daniel. My question is, what keeps you grounded? Because you're so down to earth. Am I? I'm fat and old. That's why. Is it auntie or something else? I don't know. Well, you lot, I guess, as well. But yeah, friends and family, they keep you down to earth, don't they? You want a normal... The idea is to have a normal life, a lovely normal life. You don't want a weird... It wants a weird Hollywood existence, or... Do you know what I mean? I just want a normal life. Drawing on lemons. How is that normal? Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. You want to be treated normally, don't you, really? That's the secret. Daniel, you mentioned you have a few ideas at the moment for your next Netflix project. So would you consider these new ideas to have a similar structure to your previous work, or would it be something completely different? And would you still write, act and direct? I think so. I think I still write, act and direct. It would be similar. It's not going to be so mad. It's not going to be like a silent sketch show or something like that. It'll be some sort of narrative comedy thing, whether it's fake documentary or Eye of God or traditional sitcom or weird sitcom. But I think, I do like that, half hour, 6 eps type thing. I've got it down to 2. I've got it down to 1 now, I think. But yeah, and Daniel, cheers for all those clips you keep. I know you're probably ripping them illegally. Netflix aren't watching, don't worry. But keep up the good work. It's brilliant. I don't know how you do it. But yeah, it helps me because I wouldn't know how to do it. So I can just sort of retweet your thing you did. This is breaking the law. The FBI. It was Daniel. I told him not to. So, sorry, mate. Sing like a canary. Oh, this is Danielle, not Daniel. Danielle. If you could only choose stand-up, writing, acting, or directing, what would you pick? Oh. An order of preference. Oh, that's so difficult. Because I sort of lump in the writing, acting and directing as one thing, if you know what I mean. Even though different disciplines. And then stand-up is something else. Oh, and stand-up's writing as well. And directing and acting. Even though it's me as my name. There's a persona and I'm saying things that I don't really mean sometimes. So that ticks all the boxes. In one, stand-up for me ticks all the boxes, I think. Oh, yeah, if I can't do all 3, I wouldn't mind losing acting, I wouldn't mind losing directing, I wouldn't want to lose writing. So out of those 3, it's writing. So in order, it's stand-up, writing. I'd probably go, if I haven't written it, if I've got to do one, if I haven't written it, I'd probably put directing before acting. No, I wouldn't. No, if I haven't written it, I'd put acting before directing. If I'm not writing it, I might as well put acting first, because that's easier. Actors are really annoyed. Tony Way is really annoyed. So I'd put stand-up, writing, acting, directing in the order of preference. Mr. T the Taco, inspired by Lionel the Lemon, could you please draw something on my shell to make Pickalicious not want to kill me? Oh dear. What would I draw? I don't know. I'd just draw a little face so that stops people eating that lemon, doesn't it? Yeah, I've been talking to cats and dogs, but I just talked to a stuffed cat toy. Yeah, so someone wanted me to mention. Someone wanted me to mention something. Oh yeah, animal testing. Yeah, it's getting closer. At least there's the sort of debate now. They're still trying to. The propaganda's ridiculous. That animal testing is necessary or isn't cruel or works. It is cruel. It doesn't work, and it isn't necessary. And they do it emotionally, like they say, well, think of all the things that we found that have been tested on animals. Yeah, but they were found despite testing on animals, not because of them. Sooner or later, you still have to test on humans, and computer testing is already better. But it's hard. They're so ingrained that people believe that it's necessary and it makes it safer. And also, then there's the, the whole sliding scale of what's necessary and isn't. I can see why people go, oh, we might find a cure for cancer. You won't in animal testing. There was one whistleblower, one scientist that had done it like all her life, and said, all we found out is how to cure cancer in mice that we gave cancer to. So that's all that's happened. Finding a cure for a killer disease is one thing, but doing it for soap and mascara, I mean, that's mental. You're torturing fucking rabbits. You're putting dripping things in rabbits' eyes that are held in position. They're bred for that. Then they're held in position all their miserable life and basically tortured. So a shampoo doesn't sting. Now. Well, it ended badly, didn't it? I'll show you Line of the Lemon again. Ended on a sour note. Brilliant. So, thanks for watching. Keep watching. Watch it again. The viewing figures are gonna. Everyone who just watched it, just leave it on. So it looks like, I don't know if that counts. Does it show? Do they know if you watched it twice, or does it just count? I think they count devices and not people who've watched it, or how many times you've watched it. They probably do know that though. That's probably good. That makes me look good. So just everyone who's watched Afterlife, when you go out, just leave it on again. Oh. Alexa, play Afterlife on Netflix. Siri, play Afterlife on Netflix. We finished the series, the third series of Absolutely Mental. They're putting that all together. That should be soon. And then I want to do warm-ups for my new show while Netflix are fiddling around waiting to put Supernature out. I'm over that. I'm on to the next thing. Yeah? Rolling Stone gathers no moss. So, you do the math. Right, there you go. That was a load of bollocks. I'll send that to Rachel for randomly being selected. I might do one again because the signal is not very good. Thank you. Be nice to animals. Tatty bye, everyone. Tony Way. Oh. Tatty bye. Right. The interview. Let's see what we've got here. That was the first bit I ever wrote for The Office. It was a sketch. Because it started off as a little character I had. It was a bit sort of creepier and more intense, and I thought there'd be too much when it came to it. The important thing I wanted to be was just laughing at him, being just desperate for attention. Brent is he's a Frankenstein of people I sort of knew growing up. David Brent is refreshingly laid back for a man with such responsibility.
Yeah, can you just answer in your own words and I'll work it out
Yeah.
later.
And that's why he's sort of real, and I think that's why people identify with him, because people say, oh, I've had a boss like that, or I'm like that, because he is sort of an everyman, and every guy wants to sort of be loved and
Absolutely.
you know, wants to have fun at work. And Gareth is based on a guy I went to school with when I was 14. That's why he acts like an adolescent.
What are you doing?
What?
Gareth, what are you doing?
I'm just pushing the stuff off my desk. I can't concentrate.
On your desk?
It's all overlapping. It's all coming over the edge here.
Particularly something like The Office, realism was the single most important thing about it. So it resonated. You know, I worked in an office for 10 years, and so it was good to get the detail right. But it still comes down to character. It comes down to people recognising things in people. And I think most people identified with Tim, because he was a normal guy looking at this chaos and looking down the lens, like to people, save me. And then all the madness. If it's based in reality, you can get away with some madness. Because they can sometimes get a little bit... Well, I don't know. Maybe special occasions, the odd one, but it's got an afterlife. So I don't want to do too much. Also because I deal in realism and you know, I play my age and I reflect that, I think it would be too sad to see David Brent patting around at 60. Do you know what I mean? It would just be too tragic. I think we won't be able to laugh anymore. We'd just feel... I mean, it's already uncomfortable. It's incredible. Someone does this office quiz, and Ewan went to it, and he said the questions were so hard, and people were getting them right. What's the time on according to Accurist? And they knew it. No, I've got a sense of humour, but that, you know, that was offensive towards women, and you know, to be honest, I can't tolerate it. I'm going to have to pass on.
And sponsored by Accurist will be 4, 21 and 40 seconds.
Pathetic.
Is it? I mean, I'm very flattered that people watch it that many times.
Ofcom's children's codes are now being enforced, and they'll change how adults can go online too.
We warned about this. You will now be required to pass intrusive age checks to access most social media sites as the Online Safety Act comes into force. Content that could be deemed harmful to children will now be age-gated as new legal obligations for online platforms kick in. Companies are being compelled to use dangerously intrusive methods like biometric face scans or demand users hand over copies of their ID cards and passports for access to certain websites. This will have a catastrophic impact on freedom online and introduce additional risks to children and adults alike, including security breaches, privacy intrusion, errors, digital exclusion and censorship. These methods are not a silver bullet solution for online safety, and anyway, are reportedly being easily circumvented. This new law enables state-backed censorship on a scale never seen before in the UK, and with the Home Office separately planning to create a new police unit to monitor social media posts, there's no doubt free speech online is under assault. This censor's charter has no place in a democracy and needs to be urgently re-examined. The world is watching.
Online safety bill. If it's just about children, is it just about children, or does it focus on adults?
That should be an elite squad.
Barry, does it just focus?
To protect 13-year-old
I'm sorry,
girls?
the elite squad is not about children. Actually, shall I read you the thing? An elite squad of police officers is to monitor social media for anti-migrant sentiment. I don't think 13-year-olds are engaging that. So, is it also to monitor adults? Simple question, yes or no?
Yes, of course it will.
Okay,
There we go. Look, sorry.
Wow, good question.
As of today, the UK's internet has changed. There are strict new rules in place designed to put children's safety online at the heart of our scrolling. Ofcom's children's codes are now being enforced, and they'll change how adults can go online too.
For some services, this will mean putting in place highly effective age checks so that children can't access the service because fundamentally the service is not safe for children. So a pornography site, for example. For other services, this will mean other changes, such as making sure that their algorithms don't promote harmful content to children.
The most obvious change for adults overnight was this: new strict age verification. These new age checks should stop under 18s from accessing sites and should stop them seeing on their social media feeds.
I'm going to try and get into the over 18 lobby.
Yoti is one of the age verification systems many companies are now using to stop young people accessing inappropriate content. It uses AI to estimate users' ages and is precise enough that it can't even be tricked using masks or selfies.
I'm very surprised.
There's a parasite, I think it's like a parasitic worm, that starts its life cycle in a stickleback, a fish, right? But it has to complete its life cycle in a warm-blooded animal. So it has to get into a warm-blooded animal. And so this is what it does. So the stickleback has got this little parasite. And the stickleback usually, if it sees a heron, the shadow, the shape of a heron, it flees the shadow. It knows, right? Instinctive, right? This parasite, at a certain point in its life cycle, I don't know how it does it. I assume sort of chemical or biological, a pheromone or something. I don't know how it does it. But it changes the stickleback's behaviour. So when the stickleback sees a heron, it's not scared of the shadow. So it doesn't flee. So the heron eats it and the parasite gets into a warm-blooded animal. That is like magic, isn't it? That is like some sort of weird spell, and it's all explainable. Even though that sounds like the craziest way to do something, it just did it without will, through natural selection. It's fucking. I mean, every fact is remarkable. It's just what we're used to. So you break down how a fucking flower pollinates itself. It's off the charts, mental, but we're used to it. So there's no fact really stranger than any other fact, because we're around because it works. If you're around, it's because it works. But that is amazing, isn't it? Because you think of the parasite somehow in the stickleback, don't run away. Stickleback, what? Don't run away. Okay, but no, it's just pure physics and chemistry and biology. That's all everything is, really. Even though it feels magical, it's just energy, just electricity pinging around, doing, and nothing we can do about it.
BBC Verify has found that social media companies are blocking a wide range of content on its platforms, including about the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, in an attempt to comply with the UK's new Online Safety Act. The new legislation, which came into effect last week, cracks down on social media companies and websites which fail to protect under 18s from harmful content. BBC Verify's Reha Kansara has more.
Our analysis shows the new law is successfully blocking some harmful content online, including pornography, making the internet safer for children. But BBC Verify has found that sites like X and Reddit are also restricting non-harmful content for users who haven't verified their age. Now, this video, posted onto X, shows the point of view of a man in Gaza, searching through the rubble for the bodies of his family. It does not contain any graphic imagery or visible bodies, but it was restricted for some users, with a warning that says this content might not be appropriate for everyone. So was this one, posted onto X by Conservative MP Katie Lamb. It contained a graphic description of the rape of a minor by a grooming gang and was temporarily restricted. But the same video is available to view without restriction on Parliament's official streaming website, Parliament Live. On the online forum Reddit, this message board, which posts footage of the Ukraine war and has over 48,000 users, required them to verify their age when they tried to access it. Similar restrictions have also been imposed on several pages discussing the Israel-Gaza war and healthcare. Organisations can be fined up to £18 million or 10% of their global revenue if they're found to have failed to stop harmful content appearing on their platforms. And in serious cases, services could be blocked from the UK. But experts warn this could suppress legitimate public debate. Professor Sandra Wachter at Oxford University has expressed alarm at the restriction and told BBC Verify that the new bill was not supposed to be used to suppress facts of public interest, even if uncomfortable.
For everybody who's out there thinking of using VPNs, let me just say to you directly, verifying your age keeps a child safe, keeps children safe in our country. So let's just not try and find a way around. Just prove your age, make the internet safer for children, make it a better experience for everyone. That's surely what we should aspire to in this country.
Which brings me to the great firewall of tyranny against which we here in Britain and we here in the West are struggling. We've had forever the problem of algorithmic strangulation, manipulation. You can do an Instagram, as we did, on pensions in Britain. Pensions in Britain. Talk about a niche issue which gets 1 million views. 1 million views on Instagram. Check it out. And you can do a clip on the imminent danger of nuclear war and Armageddon, and all the forces will come down like a ton of bricks. They'll strangle you, try to crush you, try to stop people from seeing it, refuse to offer it to people. But now we've got a new enemy, the Online Safety Act, by which the British state and its paragon of virtue, Ofcom, will decide which videos you can watch, which tweets Twitter is allowed to show you, which pictures Instagram is going to be allowed to show you. And they pretended all this was about child protection. Yeah? In the era of Epstein, it's about child protection. But in truth, even speeches in Parliament have been blocked under the Online Protection Act.
What day is it? Doesn't matter, does it? Monday. Yeah, Monday. So I thought I'd do this.
Maybe that would be a good thing that we would like to avoid from a dying former president.
Well, they got used to it. They have to deal with fucking idiot men, don't they? So they sort of practice on us.
Feel safer is right now they're launching missiles into Russia.
Yeah.
How are you allowed to do that when you're on the way out? Like, the people don't want you to be there anymore. This should be like some sort of a pause for like significant actions that could potentially start World War III. Maybe that would be a good thing that we would like to avoid from a dying former president.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole thing is nuts.
I mean, look, I don't know shit about politics.
Zelensky says Putin is terrified. Fuck you, man. Fuck you people. You fucking people are about to start World War III.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Russia fired a missile today.
I feel
like they fired an intercontinental ballistic missile for the first time ever. It's the first time one of those has ever been used.
That's insanity.
It's fucking insanity because those intercontinental ballistic missiles can have nukes on them. This one didn't, but if it does, the whole world changes. And it changes because of the military-industrial complex, and it changes because of the money that's going to Ukraine, and it changes because the outgoing president or whoever the fuck is actually running the country has decided to do something fucking insane.
Yeah,
fucking insane. And we're all sitting there watching it, and people are cheering it on. CNN was saying, like, finally, see what their headline was about Zelensky about Biden giving Zelensky the ability to use long-range missiles. U.S. made long-range. It's not like nobody knows where they came from. It's not like nobody knows we've been funding this. It's a proxy war. The whole thing is fucking insane. It's insane. Come to the negotiation table. Sit down. Work this out. Stop killing everybody. U.S. allows Ukraine to use long-range missiles. So what did they say? Someone had said that, like, CNN was saying that it was a good thing, which I think is how? How has the left gone so far crazy that they think it's a good thing to launch missiles? That's what's scary about life is, like, you don't want to pay attention to that shit. You just want to live your life. You want to just be carefree and have fun and do the thing that you're passionate about. And meanwhile, the world is burning. And
you
just
can't do
hoping
anything
it doesn't
about it.
get
It's
to
like
you.
at that high level, it's like there's nothing.
Well, we can. We voted Trump in, and
Yeah,
his idea is to stop all this shit, and hopefully he can do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, man, fuck. We got 60 more days until Trump gets in or whatever it is. How many days is it, Jamie? But who knows? Maybe once he gets in, they'll ramp it up. Who knows? Maybe they'll sabotage his administration. That's what's even more scary. People don't want him in power. And the people that are in power don't want to leave power, and they'll try every way they can to keep it. 60 days from today. All right.
On the news.
60 days.
Just keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah. Just hope Putin understands what's going on as well, and Zelensky doesn't do anything stupid. But saying that Putin's terrified, God damn it.
It's like you're trying to, like, tug the tail of a fucking sleeping
dragon.
Yeah.
Also, Zelensky, can I get a drug test?
I nearly slipped the other day after a shower. I stepped. I thought, oh, that could have, I could have fucking put my back out, which I did last week anyway, playing tennis. I don't think of, like, landing down a toilet. I think of smacking my teeth on the fucking sink or cracking my head on the fucking corner of the tiles. My worries are like much more calm. They don't go doing. They just go. Ah! It's much. That's that. I don't worry myself comedically. My worries are like horror. Like, I'll be going to get to sleep at night, and I just think, oh, I hope I don't, turn over in the night and stick the fucking scissors in my eye. That's where I go. So yeah, but then when something like that happens, I slip and think, oh my God, I could have. Am I okay? Didn't put my back out. Didn't crack my head open. I think, brilliant. I didn't just crack my head open. What a great day, and that cheers me up. Like, if I wake up now, I go, oh, excellent. I go, I'm not dying. What a brilliant day. So I try and look on the positive side. But yeah, that's very human. Call your monkey brain. Like, it's that same thing when you look over an edge and think, oh, I hope I don't jump. And you think, why are you thinking that? Because you're teasing yourself, you're testing yourself. It's like those people that, holding a baby, I hope I don't drop it. Well, you're a safe pair of hands. If you're thinking like that, you're a safe pair of hands. You're a good person. Good people do that. So, yeah. And people think, oh, am I weird? Like, I hope I don't punch this old lady in the face. Because you never will. You're testing yourself. And you never will. But yeah, that's very human. Yeah. I'm not a doctor. I might be mental. Good. Thanks very much. Cheers. Be nice to animals. Tatty bye, everyone. Fucking thing.
But you see, in Keir Starmer's Britain, if he put something intemperate on Facebook after a couple of glasses of wine, he would have gone to prison. And that's the mess we're in.
Who've been committed for sentence, having pleaded guilty to an offence of publishing written material which is threatening, abusive or insulting, intending thereby to stir up racial hatred. The context of your offending is that it arises out of the civil unrest and disorder in many parts of the United Kingdom. As is recognised on your behalf, this offence is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable. Would you stand, please? The sentence that I pass has been reduced by 1/3 to reflect your guilty plea. The sentence is one of 20 months imprisonment. You will serve up to 1/2 of your sentence in custody before you are released on licence. If you fail to abide by the conditions of your licence, you can be returned to prison to serve some or all of the remainder of the custodial term. The victim surcharge will apply, and I will make a collection order. Please take him down.
Do you think society could survive if everyone was kind, generous and thoughtful, or do we need ruthless bastards to drive industry and make the difficult decisions? I don't know. I don't think you have to not be kind and generous and thoughtful to make difficult decisions, do you? You know, it's kind to decide to have your pet put down. It's a terrible decision, but it's kind. It's a kind decision. So I don't think those two are in conflict. But I know exactly what you mean. I think naturally we probably are kind and generous and nurturing, but we developed our intelligence sort of relied a bit on violence because we didn't have the tools, did we, to defend ourselves. So we had to come up with cunning, evil fucking ways to catch stuff and eat it. So, but I think naturally we probably are generous and nurturing too, you know. We had to be really kind and generous and nurturing because we didn't have the tools, and we had to look after our young in a scary place. But
so there I was in Barnsley campaigning in a general election, and a lout opposite side of a street gets a cup, fills it with cement, lobs it at the bus that I'm on, and you can see the picture here of me ducking and me shouting to everybody else, get down. It was a very dangerous, provocative, violent thing for this guy to do. Luckily, some builders who were working on the site stopped him, apprehended him. He was arrested. Today, he's been given a suspended prison sentence. He will not serve any custodial time at all. But you see, in Keir Starmer's Britain, if he put something in tempera on Facebook after a couple of glasses of wine, he would have gone to prison. And that's the mess we're in. Can you believe in the year to March, 147,000 people guilty of carrying knives, some of sexual offences, have been given community orders, which means they don't get criminal sentences. Our prisons are full. We're letting people out who are violent offenders to put Facebook offenders, thought speech, some of it not very nice, I'll accept, and to chuck them in prison for a short period of time. Law and order, crime is out of control. We're even allowing people to go shoplifting up to 200 quid without being prosecuted. You simply couldn't make it up. And I've got a feeling that all of you out there, regardless what age you are increasingly concerned going out of an evening, walking around our streets, catching public transport. We have to build more prisons. We have to make those that are violent. We have to make those that threaten our society pay some kind of price. Without deterrence, this can only get worse.
I don't know about politics. I think politicians have proved that it's nothing to do with doing what's right for most people now. Even if they start off going into it with good intentions, all the compromises, all the worries about trying to please everyone, they soon start, you know, not doing a great job. And now a lot of them have proved that they're blatant. They're in it for themselves. So I don't know. I think the utopia you're talking about probably is possible, but yeah, I think there's always a few bad eggs, isn't there? Genius. Rick, what do you think about the world? There's always a few bad eggs, isn't there? Brilliant. My heart wasn't in that, was it?
This stage in 30 seconds, whether Albert John is fucking ready or not. Now, thank you for coming to this event to save the world. If this doesn't do it, I don't know what will. To put this together, we had to throw in flying comedians and actors and rock stars from all over the world, some of them in private jets. They use up a lot of fuel, but it saves queuing. So, please, put your hands together for the man who introduced this band to the world in his documentary film, Spinal Tap. Mr. Marty DeBergi.
Russell Brand and Ricky Gervais, try and behave yourself, gentlemen, if you can.
Do that again and do the names.
No, I'm not doing it again. That's fine.
Like he's Russell Brand and I'm Ricky Gervais.
I think people can work this out.
Yeah.
I think people can work it out. The short one and the tall one, so don't worry about that. Now, as far as you're concerned...
Which is which?
I don't know, I haven't worked that out yet. As far as you're concerned...
That's his attack. That's his first attack on you, Ricky. What's he going to say about me?
Right. Okay, should we talk about something else now?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, climate
you.
change, all right?
Okay.
Are you here tonight just to enjoy the content?
I'm not here tonight.
To do the job?
I'm not even here tonight. He is. This is live. This is pre-recorded.
Right, okay. Well, this is all going horribly wrong.
You asked us.
I know. I'm regretting it now. I'm regretting it now.
No, it's a pleasure to be here, and everyone here is an absolute professional.
Except him. It's a shambles. Are you drunk?
Not yet. Now, climate change then. Is it something that you're interested in, or are you just here for the booze?
He's not holding that microphone.
Perched.
I should tell you what his other hand's doing.
All right, no, never mind. Look, it's holding this, so don't worry about that. Don't believe everything you hear from this man. So I'll ask you, climate change. Is it something you think seriously about?
You're the preferable one.
Right.
Imagine that. Someone would rather talk to you than someone else. Go on.
Quite a mark on your character that he's turned to me. Yeah, of course I care about climate change. Now, as individuals, we can do an awful lot. You, for example, you're going to have to change the way you're living your lifestyle. Don't look all cynical.
How do you know how I live my lifestyle?
No, look, the idiot. It's important. He don't care about nothing.
Killing turtles for a laugh.
He does do that.
So climate change. And my lifestyle.
Your lifestyle, particularly the way you turned up here on a jet bike, making women pregnant on his team just for a jolly.
That was a vicious rumour.
You're like a modern day Jack the Ripper, you are.
Right, thank you.
Oh, that's...
Oh dear, bring back Keane. Right, okay, but seriously, guys.
Okay, no, seriously.
Right, do you really think that this sort of concert makes any difference whatsoever? There's a message out there, climate change. You guys are here having a good time. Everyone else is in the audience. Do you think it's significant?
It does make a difference because a lot of the acts were flown in by private jet. So that's added to the emissions no end.
Right, okay, so it's a bad thing then?
I just want people to let Nelson
was a
Mandela go.
Yeah,
Get him out.
And Maggie.
Let Mandela go.
And Charlie from Big Brother.
Charlie's got to be freed sooner or later, one of these days. Well, yeah, I think if all of us as individuals do the occasional thing, like me now, I can make you happy. A little shad there. You see, it's made a little difference to the world. By doing small things, we can make a difference. We don't have to do a big thing.
Like him.
I think that's right. I don't clean my teeth now and let the tap run.
I don't do that.
No, exactly. I don't clean my teeth. I recycle. But I don't. Do you find it hard walking through busy built-up areas now? We have to have a car with blacked-out windows, don't we? And that adds to it. I used to walk everywhere.
You have to walk everywhere. Go on rollerblades or something.
Yeah, no, they shout, do the dance. To you, which is weird.
And I can't do the dance, you know.
Of course you can. Go on.
No. If it comes to that point, it's been a grim afternoon here at Wembley if I find myself doing that dance. Crikey.
I think I've actually had enough of all this now. I can't get any sense out of these two at all. You've been an absolute pleasure to talk to.
Now say the truth.
Turn the light off.
Back to you in the studio.
Ducky, is there anything you have had to cut out of mortality because you think it went too far or that people were not ready to hear it? Not really, because no. There's things that might get a gasp early on, then you explain it and you make it. You have to find a reason to say something, and then I think people are okay with it. That's what annoys me, this myth. People go, oh, anyone can go out and just be offensive. Go on, try it. Just try it, right? But, well, first you wouldn't sell any tickets, right? But imagine just going out to a sold-out show and doing 10 minutes and just being offensive. People would, they go, who's this? Within the 30 seconds you go, yeah, there's more to it. There's a trick to this. So people say, oh, anyone can make anything funny by swearing. Again, have it a go. Just go out there and do it and just swear a lot. See how far you get. You'll soon go, yeah, there's jokes as well, isn't there? There's a reason. That's just a total myth. So no, there's nothing that I think, once it's honed, it's either good enough or it isn't. I mean, you drop the very bottom. If you record 80 minutes and you want your special to be 65, you have to lose 15, and you lose the worst 15. But it doesn't mean that 15 was bad. It means the other stuff was better. And I've done that. I've cut things, and then the next tour I've started them again, and I've got them better, and they've made it because they're the best stuff. So it depends. Anything can happen. No, there's nothing that I'd. You cut if the reason sometimes you cut things because something happened in the world. Like you could be doing a great routine about something or someone, and then another of that something. So I can be talking about an earthquake, and then an earthquake happens that night, and you go, better not do the earthquake stuff. Do you know what I mean? Or you're talking about someone, and they die. You go, I'll probably drop that bit tonight. So there's certain things are in your head, but in general, it's either good or it isn't. It's either worthy as a joke or it isn't.